he was crystal clear. We're missing, and we're missing by a lot. The labor market's still too tight. I mean, he could have been more clear in terms of what their expectations are and what they're going to do all of next year. I'm shocked that the market didn't behave in kind.
Michael, what was your take?
Yeah, I agree with Guy. You know, I think Steve Leisman opened up the press conference asking about financial conditions. And to me, you know, Chair Powell sounded quite hawkish. You know, he was saying basically, listen, guys, you know, we're going to be higher than you expect. We're going to be higher for longer than you expect. Invest at your own peril. You know, Steve, I think, asked specifically about the November meeting to the December meeting and the rally in equities, lower yields. And Powell said, listen, you know, we don't care about intermeeting moves. We care about a longer-term horizon, and the market just didn't get it.
Yeah. Sandy Canold, our executive producer, and I were chatting while the press conference was still going on, and I said it feels like the market should sell off into the close. Like everything was out there for the markets to be like, oh, much more hawkish or more hawkish, and so therefore we need to sort of correct for that. And yet that didn't happen. Why do you think?
I think it didn't happen because people are expecting that the inflation data will be better.
And so that will force the Fed to...
That will give the Fed some cover to not be quite as aggressive as he sounded, because he did sound pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
And you had the plot with the 5.6 number out there, 5.63 at the high end, which is, you know, I don't know who that was, but it was the idea of, you know, they have said for a long time, we want positive real rates. And with inflation here, you got a ways to go to get so it was very, very hawkish. But that's my only explanation, that people think that inflation's really rolling over, and that will give them some hope.
Well, and look at the VIX that was down almost 7% today. Would you have expected this on a Fed day? But, you know, that VIX tells you there was a message of relief. And I think the message of relief is that people kind of they have a sense of what they need from the Fed. Look, Powell was very clear, and Michael emphasized a couple of the most important. It's about the labor market right now. And he said market conditions are extremely tight. We're in a place here where we're very focused on that, and we're going to remain higher for longer. Ultimately, for equities, the problem and you know, the benefit here of this is that lower growth for longer is certainly not great, but it's not a credit crisis. It's great we have a credit expert on the desk tonight, because ultimately I think markets were preparing for the next leg of the journey. We've priced in the Fed. I mean, the Fed was 34.50 on the S&P 2 months ago. That's where we are. We're waiting for earnings to be revised downward. But really the thing we're most concerned about is a credit crisis. When I hear Powell reiterate, and he doesn't have a crystal ball, but he's sticking by, hey, I'm not sure we have to have a recession. That's an environment where stocks, I think, are going to be under control here, especially when people are underallocated. There's ways to invest through this. You're buying, you know, high-quality stocks, free cash flow generators, companies that are paying down debt. There is a playbook for that.
Right. Majority of dots say above 5% for 2023. And so while there may not be a credit crisis, couldn't things get a little dicey? I mean, if rates stay higher for longer, debt payments, interest expense will expand. I mean, at some point, that's going to catch up.
That's absolutely right. And I mean, if you look at lending standards at the moment, they're the tightest they've been since the global financial crisis. And that's only going to get worse, right? What I think that investors don't quite get yet is that the move from, you know, 7.1% to 5% is going to be pretty easy. The move going from 5% to 2% is going to be very hard. In order to get that last leg of inflation lower, the Fed's going to have to stay restrictive, which they already are, for much longer. Now, I'm like Tim, I don't think a credit crisis is looming, but we're going to see wider spreads, and we're going to see, you know, a much more difficult credit environment as we go into next year. It's not a crisis. It's not the type of leverage you had during the GFC. But it's also not going to be, you know, all roses either.
You know, effectively, we need unemployment to go up significantly from where it is now in order for them to take their collective foot off the gas. So think about it. You're talking probably a 5 handle or so on unemployment is my sense is what their bogey is. What does the country look? What does the economy look like under those scenarios? What does the consumer look like? What does growth look like, and what do earnings look like? So we can say the Fed has your back, doesn't have your back, but at the end of this, and Tim mentioned it on Twitter the other day, it comes down to earnings, revenue growth, and earnings growth, and we just don't have it, in my opinion, to necessitate or to have this multiple of now probably close to 19 times next year's numbers make any sense to me. It doesn't make a lot of sense.